Hey guys, SK here, back with another Clash Royale video. Hope you guys are all doing well. I just came back from the gym, and the Royal Tournament is officially underway, so I'm going to be doing what I always do, showcasing 5 of the best decks, in my opinion, to play in the Royal Tournament for you guys. So, once again, we are back with normal battle mode. It's only 4 days long, so actually pretty short, and we don't have evolutions again, so that's a really good thing, actually, in my opinion. I'm really glad we don't have evolutions in here, because I feel like once they add evolutions to global tourneys, it'll be a pretty sad moment. You know, they're already in Grand and Classic challenges, all on ladder, so this is like one of the few competitive modes that you can still enjoy without having evos. But as I said, I did some research and checked royalapi.com without evolutions, filtered them out, and so I've discovered 5 of, in my opinion, the best decks to use. If you guys would like to check your own stats out for yourself or just explore, you can check royalapi.com, one of the best data analytics websites, if not the best, for Clash Royale. I'm very proud to say I'm a Royal API partner as well. So without further ado, let's get into deck breakdowns, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. So starting out, we have Goblin Giant Sparky. I actually had this exact same deck last global tourney, and it's still there because, quite frankly, to put it bluntly, this deck is broken and borderline no skill. I mean, it's widely acclaimed to be no skill. Pros like Lucas and Morton really hate Sparky, Riley too, although I guess Riley's happy about it because he plays log bait, but a lot of pros don't like Sparky at all, and so this is probably the best version without evolutions. Of course, Evo Knight has been making the rounds in most decks, including this deck, but we're not going to see it here. So Goblin Giant did get that buff, you know, all that time ago, where I don't have star level Goblin Giant. Let me just get that real quick. It did get that buff where it got like a 6% HP buff, which is just a huge buff, honestly, for the Goblin Giant. And ever since then, it's been making the rounds everywhere. And there was a leaderboard where there was non-evolution card players that finished in the top 1,000, and Goblin Giant Sparky was definitely the highest by far. So, yeah, this deck's just... it kind of plays itself as well. I mean, you don't have too much air defense, only the E-Wiz and Goblin Giant Spear Goblins technically, but I guess you can 3-crown Tower Trade against Lava Hound, but we're going to see what we can do. I am not a Goblin Giant Sparky player, disclaimer, so I'll see what I can do, but we're against Golem, it looks like, so this is looking like a decent matchup, I guess. Let's see, I'm just going to leak to start. Actually, I'll heal Spirit if he goes Golem first play or something. Okay, I'll match the Firecracker with a Sparky. It looks like he's not playing Golem, because if he was, he certainly wouldn't have a Firecracker, at least I don't think so. It looks like he's playing Hog EQ, which should be a decent matchup, I think, because Sparky can be pretty tilting for a Hog player. Sparky's going to take this Firecracker out. Nice. That's going to be pretty low HP Sparky, honestly, but I'm going to go for Dark Prince to hop the river real quick, and then I'm going to Rage to predict skeletons or something. And we did get the goblins. Dark Prince should take them out. And Sparky's alive on 1 HP. No way it's going to get a hit. Oh, Firecracker Splash, sadly, is going to ruin that. But still, we get a lot of damage. Like, that's a lot of damage. And I'm not going to zap this Firecracker because he might go for a Hog. So, actually, I can E-Barbs on the Hog. Yeah, I'm just going to E-Barbs, honestly. I'll take some Firecracker chip, but that's fine. I'll take 1 Hog hit as well. I actually already have Activated King. Wait, how did that happen? I'm actually not sure. I don't remember how that happened. But I'll take it, I guess, and I'll just zap this Firecracker now because it's definitely worth just cycling. And okay, that didn't even counter the Firecracker. Oops. But Hog EQ basically is, I think it's a decent matchup, guys, because they can't really kill a Sparky. They have Earthquake. The only thing they can really do is like Firecracker splash damage, but otherwise don't really have the best responses to the Sparky. So I'm just going to set up with a Sparky right now as he EQ cycles because, yeah, he doesn't have any other way to get value out of that Earthquake. Another Tesla comes down. I'm just going to go for another push, honestly. I don't think there's anything else to really do. So let me just Goblin Giant right now. Then Dark... actually, yeah, I'll Dark Prince too for the Goblins, potentially. And I'll Heal Spirit as well. He might log. Okay, he goes Ice Spirits. Hopefully the Heal Spirit can jump. No, it doesn't. That's fine, though. I'm going to Rage, actually, to Rage up the Dark Prince and maybe the Tower. Okay, no. That's not going to work out very well, actually. So, yeah, this is actually getting a bit annoying now because he has double Firecrackers on the board. I'm going to have to zap... and then E-Barbs. And hopefully I don't take a Hog hit, but I definitely might. I'm going to take a Hog hit, actually. Maybe 2. Okay, no. But the Firecracker Splash is a huge pain. So Firecracker, guys, is really good against my deck, obviously. Like, I can't kill that card to save my life. So that's just really frustrating. I'm going to set up with a low Sparky right now in case he goes Hog. Then Sparky will destroy that. And if not, then it'll just destroy the Firecracker. Although, will it? I hope it does. That thing is so annoying. Oh my god. Wow, like that was actually so annoying. I might actually lose, guys. I'm gonna E-Barbs and then Rage everything up. I really need something to happen here. Gonna zap tower just to reset it. And I need the E-Barb to lock onto the tower if possible. Nice. Okay, thank God. Now he might be back to an EQ. I hope for his sake he is, so he can take the tower, but looks like he's not, so that's going to be a good game. Honestly, that was more stressful than it should have been, but honestly, he did play well for a Golem player, I presume. He protected his firecrackers and was so annoying about it, which is what he has to do, because obviously you take a look at my deck, I cannot kill firecracker to save my life, so he did a good job of making my life annoying in that sense, but we were thankfully still able to win and come out on top against Hog EQ, which I would say should be an okay matchup, maybe even, because I can't kill firecrackers, but he can't really kill Sparkies. But I do think Ian wins that pretty often. Anyways, next up we have Golem, so double beatdown to start things out. Golem has actually kind of been a popular deck. Now, it has been more popular with the Evo Knight instead of Dark Prince, Skelly Dragon instead of Phoenix. That's still a substitution you can make, you know, Skeleton Dragon instead of Phoenix, if you want. You can also play E-Barbs instead of Dark Prince if you want. But this is Golem Pump. It's actually been pretty popular recently, so I don't have star level Golem. Let me get that real quick as well. It has been popular though, so basically the way you want to play this deck is build up a huge elixir advantage by using your elixir pump and just kind of annoying people. And then once you get a huge advantage, you can eventually overwhelm them with golems. So that's kind of the name of the game with this deck. I feel like it is a bit self-explanatory to play. We have the E-Dragon here, so ExeNado has wonderful synergy. Lumberjack also wonderful synergy with Golem pushes because you can rage everything up. And then you can, you know, Nado everything into the Golem death damage or into the E-Drag chain or into the Dark Prince for that matter. And, of course, you want to build up your advantage with pumps. Going to be trying with Golem Pump here. Hopefully I don't get another Sparky matchup myself. And, again, I'm not a beatdown player. I don't play Golem. Oh, my God, this guy looks like a Sparky player. We'll see what I can do, though. I do actually kind of, if we are against Sparky, I do wish I had E-Barbs instead of Dark Prince. Now I'm just going to leak, because if it's Sparky, I think I'd rather wait till double. Like, I don't think single's going to do me any favors. I know this might be kind of boring for you guys to watch, but I'm actually... Okay, you know what? I'll just bar barrel to start things out. Why not? But I'm actually nervous, because if we're truly against Sparky, that is problematic, and I think we are. Although E-Drag is something he can't kill. Because, you know, the deck I just played only has E-Wiz. So if it is truly that same deck, then that's going to be okay. Let's see how he responds to this Dark Prince. Okay, I'll just Lumberjack the back, I guess. Because he's down 2. And let's see how he responds. Maybe a Sparky the back. Yup, Sparky the back, of course. So I have an E-Drag. He can actually go for a Goblin Giant in front, and that's going to be problematic. I can't really do much about it. If I was him, I probably would go Goblin Giant here to try and kill the E-Drag. Okay, maybe that would be a stupid play, actually. He does not. Oh, he Lightnings. Wow. So that's going to be a Sparky hit, guys. I have no choice but to take that, sadly. So that's fun. We already take a Sparky, but I can punish with a pump. He could honestly... He has to respond to that. Own Phoenix. Okay. I'm just going to pump up. He might Goblin Giant in front. I think this is the way to go. Lightning, I feel like this is definitely a hard counter because he can kill an E-Drag. Like, this does not feel like a good matchup by any means. But we'll see what I can do. I'm going to go in the back as he goes for Goblin Giant. So I'm going to try and tower trade here, guys. There's no way I'm going to survive, obviously. Like, his Goblin Giant's already on my tower. So I'm just going to let it lock on to the Golem once the tower dies. And then I'll Lumberjack late. And then try and take this out. And then I'll also go for an E-Drag. He doesn't have Hunter or Phoenix in cycle right now. So E-Drag should put in work. I'll Nado the Sparky in to make sure it gets E-Drag chained. And that should be tower down, hopefully. Okay, Bar Barrel is a misclick. That was supposed to be a Dark Prince. I'll still pressure with the Dark Prince. Just because I need that tower. And that is tower down. Very nice. I'm going to reset with another Golem. And that's some 3-crown pressure right there. Don't think it's going to do that much, but it is decent pressure, actually. That's a lot of damage on the King Tower. Wow. Maybe I could have tried to do something. Is he trying to 3-crown me? I don't... Maybe I should have just gone Phoenix, actually, because I would much rather save my Lumberjack for offense, but it's fine. I'll E-Drag, and then he has to Lightning this, which, yeah, I'll just reset with a pump. I don't know if that's a good play. I think it's okay. And I'm just resetting right now. Like, Golem's going to get death damage at least. And then I can probably defend this, I hope, at least. I don't know, he's going to Goblin Giant. It's going to be trouble. Lumberjack, he does arrows, everything. He should have hit the pump. I don't know why he missed the pump. But I'm back to another Electro Dragon, so I'll just go for that right now to reset the... Oh my god, that Hunter got a shot. He goes for a Lightning. Oh my god, misclick. No. Okay, that was really stupid, guys. My bad. That was meant to be a pump. I basically threw away my elixir advantage, but I'm still up a ton, I'm pretty sure. Courtesy of all my pumps. And that bar barrel, I don't think it's getting a hit. It might. Okay, he does go Goblin Giant to tank for it. Let's see, though. Let's see. This honestly looks good for me. Like, my opponent is not really doing what he's supposed to. I'm going to Dark Prince because he might Hunter. Okay, nice. We did manage to clip the Sparky and Tower. Let me Nado. Okay, nice. And then I'll Phoenix as well. Raged up Golem. Should get a lot of damage, actually. And I'll Golem again. That's going to kill the Sparky or close to it. Wow. And then that's just Bar Barrel range for that Sparky. I'm just going to Bar Barrel it. We're actually doing really well, guys, somehow. Okay, he's back to another Sparky, though. Of course he is. Once again, I'm going to snipe with the E-Drag right here. Lumberjack for maybe a Hunter. Nice, we did hit the Sparky. That's actually a good game. Wow. Okay, so I don't know if that's a good matchup or not, guys. But I feel like it might not be because he has Lightning for the E-Drag. I can't really defend his big pushes. I even have Phoenix. I don't have E-Barbs. I have Dark Prince. But I did play that well, and I also really abused the pumps, you guys can see. Like, that's the main game when you play this Golem deck. You want to abuse your Elixir Pump and get an advantage, and I was exactly able to do that, so that was really clutch. He had arrows, which was useless against my deck, honestly. Like, it got pretty good value in terms of splash, but otherwise, it didn't really, like, help against pumps or any troops, really. It was just, like, more of an area of damage, area of effect, like, damaging spell. But I'm glad I was able to win that one, because that seemed kind of sketchy. Hopefully we're on to better matchups now, and we're playing this deck, Hog ExeNado. So, we are playing Hog ExeNado, guys. I'm going to star level my Hog. I don't know why it was level 2 only. Let me see if I'm missing any others in this deck. Probably not, though. Okay, Exe is not star leveled up. But yeah, we're playing Hog ExeNado, guys. This is the Viper deck, and this deck does pretty well without Evos, I'd say. Viper actually finished like top 250, I think, last season with this deck without Evos, so very impressive. I mean, haven't really heard much from the guy recently, but he's still a very impressive player. One of the best one-tricks of all time, I'd say. He's in the discussion. And yeah, it's just Hog Rider Cycle with ExeNado, Valk, so very solid defense with the Cycle cards too. We have the Rocket, which is like the one sort of questionable thing here, because Rocket was nerfed so many times. At Tourney Center, it only does 371 damage, which is like nothing. Used to do like 440 or something, 430-ish. So that's like the only one issue I have with this deck. The Rocket is being kind of weak, but it does still synergize well. You can also substitute Rocket with Lightning if you want. You can substitute Valk with a Knight. This deck usually does actually run Evo Knight. And it started to run Bomb Tower instead of the Goblins, I think, or Ice Spirit, one of the two, but this is the version without buildings, of course. And so I haven't seen this deck in a while, but I was going to include Logbait, but I feel like, you know, I already included Logbait in the last Global Tourney video. Top 5 decks, I'm pretty sure I did, and it's pretty overused anyway, so I wanted to try something fresh and switch it up. So playing at Hog ExeNado, let's hope it goes well, guys. Looking for our next match, as we found it, against Hellscream. Gonna give him the good luck. And I'm just gonna Hog first play. I think Hog first play with this deck is totally fine. There's like not real risk involved, and he might be playing Xbow. Oh my god, he is. Wow. So we're finally against Xbow, guys. So I do know how to play this matchup, I'd say. Let's see what he does. I'm just gonna Log Cycle, and I'll eat that one archer in the right, I guess. That's fine. And I'm actually not gonna cycle anything. He goes Xbow. I'll just Valk Exe. He can't really kill this. He can Fireball, which would be decent, but as you guys can see, Exe shreds through, so not the best. And he's at, like, very low elixir right now, guys, so I'm going to Hog the bridge, and he's in trouble. He can't afford a Tesla in time, I don't think. Yeah, he cannot. So he has to go late archers. That's going to be 1, 2, 3 Hog hits. Oh my god, that Ice Spirit was so clutch. I'm getting 4, and that's good game already, because that damage, you are not coming back from that. He knows it's good game, too. But yeah, like, honestly, that was just kind of his bad guys, like Xbow Knight. And then Log, like that was not a good play at all on his end. If anything, he should have let the Xbow die and gone late Knight. That would have been much better. But what he did instead was just be too aggro, and it did not work out. I'm not gonna take the E-Spirit, I guess. I was gonna go Goblins on offense anyway, so I think that's fine. And goes Xbow. Once again, I'm gonna Valk Exe, and I was waiting on my Exe, as you guys can see there, because I wanted to try and clip whatever he would play. Okay, this is getting a bit sketchy unless Exe gets another hit, which it does, of course it does. Nice Exe. So Exe does so well. He just spent his entire elixir bar, by the way, so I don't think he can afford a Tesla once more. Yeah, this is just standard elixir counting, guys. This is like not really a general thing. This is more of a like a skill thing overall in Clash Royale, elixir counting, but it can really come in clutch, because as you guys can see, I knew my opponent did not have enough for the Tesla both times I punished with the Hog, and he actually does give up, which is kind of sad, a bit underwhelming, because I would have loved to get a good match with this deck. I could maybe play a Path of Legends match later, just to get a good one with this deck, because that wasn't really good exemplification of how to play the deck. It was just against a player who was too aggressive, and against a matchup that I am so familiar with, because I play this deck, this is my main deck, 3.0 Xbow, so of course I know how to play against it with most decks, because I know the matchups, right? But yeah, that's a good game. A bit underwhelming. But basically the game plan there is to try and defend the Xbows without rockets, and then you can rocket if you need, but you can pressure well with Hogs, and then you eventually just rocket cycle tower, especially in triple. And also you might try and go for like an ExeNado on tower. That's another thing. You know what, I'm just going to play a quick Path of Legends game with this deck, guys, just because I feel like we're only 50 minutes into the video. You know, worst case will be like a 30-minute video, which is fine, but I just want to show you guys how to play this deck. And I'm like pretty low on Path of Legends, so this is like no risk to my win rate or anything. Just gonna Hog first play again. Log might be minor wall breakers. Okay, he goes late archers. So Spear Goblins, archers, not sure what this is. We already get like 2 or 3 Hog hits though, which is a lot. And Goblin Giant. Okay, I'm gonna go Valk and then Goblins. Valk first to tank, and then Goblins later. I'm gonna NATO to make the Night Witch bats disappear, then I'll Ice Spirit late for everything. Okay, that didn't work out that well. But I'll log anyways. I'm going to take a bunch of damage here, but I don't really have a choice in the matter. Log was to take out the archers, though. And, I mean, we are fine. Like, we're going to take a lot of damage, but I think we're fine. So this is the one issue of this deck, guys. You can't really kill stuff that easily without a building. So you're going to want to do, like, Valk, ExeNado, usually. I'm actually just going to rocket that witch because I need damage back. So, decent rocket. And I'll Goblins for the spears. Just 2 for 2, pretty easy. I did actually mess up against one, so I take a bit of chip, but it's fine. I do actually have to respond to these archers. I might do so with a Hog, because I don't want to waste a Valk. I want to save Valk for his Goblin Giant. Yeah, so I'm just gonna Hog, and he has to respond. What's he gonna do? E-Wiz. Okay, that's fine. I can actually activate King off this E-Wiz, but I'm not that good at the timing anymore, guys. So I'm just gonna Ice Spirit Log instead. But you can activate King with an E-Wiz. I just don't want to risk it. And actually, you will take a lot of damage for doing that, so I guess it's a bit risky anyways. Okay, wow, I am down quite a lot of elixir, it looks like. I'm gonna Exe like this to hopefully snipe the bats. I really need those bats gone. They're wreaking havoc on my Valk. And okay, we might have lost, guys, I'm not gonna lie. Which I don't really know why, actually. Like, I don't really know why. But I'm still gonna try and come back, of course, so I'll Hog with this Exe, obviously, just to keep Exe alive and counter push. I kind of need something. As he goes for a Valk, which is good for me. That's going to be some damage. I'm actually going to NATO these spears so I can hopefully get 1 or 2 more Hog hits. One more? No, I don't. Okay, that's unfortunate. But I still feel okay in this matchup. Now we're in double, which means I can afford to, like, defend his stuff better. Yeah, so I'll start with an Exe first. And I'm already almost back to a Hog, so I can definitely Hog in the left in a second here. He's definitely just going to, yeah, Goblin Giant. So I'll just Valk, and then I'll Hog right away. He goes for the poison, which is fine. I'll ExeNado, which will line everything up, hopefully. Yeah, it does line everything up. Nice. Although, wow, I'm still taking... Guys, honestly, that's the Goblin Giant buff. That's why this card is so broken now, because it was buffed, and it has so much HP. Like, it's so hard to kill, actually. Like, it's really hard to kill. But, that being said, we are alive, and that's all that really matters. He's going to be poison cycling me, I have a feeling. So I definitely have to rocket. He's going to go Goblin Giant, I think, and I'm in trouble because I don't have a Valk back. Let's see if he goes for the poison. Goes for his own Valk. I'll Goblins. And just try and cycle back to my Valk real quick, which is like kind of what I need to do, because he has a Valk himself. So I'm down like a 1k, but I don't think it's the end of the world. I think I'm alive. Sort of. I'll Hog with this Valk. If he goes spears, I'll NATO them again. He seems to love countering my Hogs with spears for some reason. Okay, 1 hit, please. Thank you. I needed that. Oh, God. Okay, I'm back to my Valk at least. But I'm going to take a Goblin Jet. Look at that, guys. I can't kill that card. It has so much HP. It's ridiculous. And I'm taking a lot of damage here. This is sketchy. This is really sketchy. But hopefully I can get something done. 1 Hog hit. Okay, low-key. I don't think this is a bad matchup, but low-key this is not easy either. Because, like, I can't kill that stupid Goblin Giant, man. It's so tanky. Gonna NATO everything back. I just have to keep this off tower. I can't take any hits. If I can help it. Nice. I have to log these because they're going to stay alive otherwise. Guys, I don't know how I'm going to do this, actually. I really don't know how I'm going to do this, because, like, I don't really see how this is happening, honestly. I'll try, but it looks really tough. I'm going to have to get a hog connection, obviously. That's the one thing. I'll NATO this all back. Log. Exe's putting in work. Second Exe is back. So now we're getting somewhere. You know, I've stacked Exes on the board. I'm going to hog Valk. So let me just hog right now, and then Valk in the pocket. And if he goes spears, I'll NATO them. Yeah, let me NATO right now. Need some hog hits. Need some serious hog hits, guys. One more. Okay. Actually, I still don't think that's enough, sadly. Yeah, he's just poison cycling. Although, wait, maybe I can, like, hog Ice Spirit, and then if he goes something, I'll NATO it away. Yeah, NATO the Night Witch away. One hog hit. Two. One more. Wait, I think Rocket does enough. Oh my god, I think I came back, guys. No way. No, it doesn't do enough. Yeah, 2 HP. Let's go. Oh my god. Guys, I'm actually so... I've never been prouder of a mid-ladder match in my entire life. Oh my god. But that just goes to show, honestly, one weakness of this deck, which is against, like, decks like Goblin Giant or Golem, where you don't have a building, because building would have made that so much easier, but like, the Goblin Giant just has so much HP, it's ridiculous. He can literally just go Goblin Giant in front of something, and no matter how much elixir I have, he'll get damage, because that thing is so tanky. But hopefully that shows you guys how to play the deck. I mean, defense is good. ExeNado is very solid. It's just that that was just a bit of a tricky example with all his support, but I was still able to clutch, so thank God. But yeah, nice wins. That's Hog ExeNado. I have a shop update. Oh, just haven't bought stuff yet. Okay, I'll do that later. Next up, guys, we have Splashyard, and I feel like I include this deck almost every single time I make a video like this, but for a good reason. This deck is literally one of the best decks in the entire game, consistently. In fact, it literally did finish #1 in the world last season. My friend Starlight, where is he at? I don't think he's reached Ultimate Champion yet, but, oh, he did. Of course he did. He finished #1 last season. As you guys can see, this is Starlight, one of the, if not the best graveyard player in the entire world, and funny clan name. #1, #3 GT, like, he's gotten a #1 GT before with Splashyard 2, I'm pretty sure. So I was spectating him, guys. He was playing in the global tourney, so this deck obviously normally runs Evo Knight these days, but I was spectating Starlight, and he was playing Skeleton King. So I'm going to be using Skeleton King myself as well, just taking a page out of Starlight's book. I feel like this deck doesn't need much of an introduction. Obviously it's a pretty slow deck. Deku from My Hero Academia, good luck. It is a pretty slow deck, so you want to be counter-pushing and taking it passive, really. That's the best way to describe it. Goes for Lumberjack, I'll just Skeleton King, start building up off those souls early from the Tombstone. Tombstone Skeleton King has great synergy. You can still run this with a Knight, by the way, even without Evos, you can. And also you can run it with Valkyrie if you want. It's just personal preference, but I think Skeleton King's the best. #1, I saw Starlight using it, so obviously it's good. #2, Champion, 3-card cycle. Can't really go wrong with it. I'm just going to poison this bowler, because it's kind of annoying, and I just want to get some damage on it. Looks like we're against Lumberloon, guys. I'm going to Baby Dragon up high, because I need to win this bridge battle real quick. Keep the Ice Wiz alive, hopefully. Okay, this is looking really bad. Like, this is looking really bad, because iDrag is a huge pain. Hopefully the tower targets the Baby Dragon first. Okay, nice. Then I can just Tombstone to stall this iDrag out. He goes for a freeze for some reason. Don't know about that freeze. Really don't know about that freeze. Don't know what that was all about. But iDrag is going to be defended very nicely. And I feel like I can go for a graveyard. So I'm going to set up with an Ice Wiz, and then I'm probably going to Skeleton King graveyard, just because that freeze was way too aggro. Okay, never mind. He's just going to go for a balloon. I'm going to activate King. So I'm pretty sure against Lumberloon, guys, you can take one balloon hit, and then you can activate your King Tower, so I hope I got it right. Okay, nice. Good timing. And that's going to be an activation. So I'm not going to go for anything crazy. He can respond to either lane if he wants to. Yeah, he does. Just Barb Barrel. But I get damage in both lanes, which is solid. And honestly, as I said, there's no need to rush. Like, this is a passive deck. Just play patient. No real need to rush anything. This is a good matchup for me. Obviously, I have Ice Wiz, NATO, Baby Dragon against Balloon. All I really have to do is play passive and bide my time. And eventually an opening will present itself for a good graveyard push. This iDrag is a bit annoying. I'm not going to poison it, though. In fact, I'm going to go for a graveyard right now, because the cycle is Bowler, Freeze. Like, not the best cycle for defending a graveyard, essentially. So that's why I felt comfortable going for that. And also, I just wanted to make sure the iDrag died to the Ice Wiz. I'm going to poison this. Barb Barrel to hold the Lumberjack in place a little longer. And hopefully get a hit on the bowler. Okay, no, it doesn't, but still, I'd say that was pretty good defense. Gonna Tombstone like this, and that should be an easy defense. He might freeze. Let's see if he does. I'm going to go in anyways. Yeah, Ice Wiz does a very good job, and this might be a good game. Unless he gets a... Actually, Baby Dragon does well against Graveyard, honestly, but this is some good chip. And I'm going to have to get it... Okay, maybe not the best Graveyard, actually. Going to have to get a nice defense off now. So I'm going to poison here. He's probably going to Lumberloon in the right, so I'm going to just poison. That should full counter that side. Then I can go for this. I can Tombstone for the balloon. Okay, I messed up the pull, unfortunately for me. So this is a bit bad, but I don't think I'll take any hits if the Baby Dragon puts in work, which it does. Nice. So honestly, like, maybe I'm being a bit too aggressive, guys. Like, I really feel like just defending the whole game is boring, but sometimes that is truly what this deck is supposed to do. Literally just defend the whole game. So maybe that's what I should be doing. He's going for another balloon. He switches lanes, so well played, I guess. Trying to catch me off guard. I mean, it kind of worked. I'm more surprised than outplayed in this instance, but sure. I'm going to go for Graveyard right now. Barbarell Graveyard. Okay, Okay, I'm just going to let this go. Should be some decent chip. Yeah, we get like a few hundred damage. Now, that was good. That was a good Graveyard. That was a good example of one. And now I'll just Poison on defense. Poison on defense is very crucial as well, by the way, just because you can, like, look at all this area control, really. Like, that's insane. Really good damage. A really good defense. And there's, like, nothing my opponent can really do. I'm just going to pre-Tombstone as he goes for the Bowler. Gonna have to try and DPS that down early. In fact, I want to keep my Tombstone alive. Okay, wow, that's gonna kill the Tombstone. That's annoying. I'm back to Poison, though, so just Poison Cycle. Low-key. And honestly, guys, like, you'll notice with how good this deck has in terms of defense, like, you don't really need to break through. Like, honestly, say I didn't even go with Graveyard pushes, I would have still been fine. Because I would have just been able to, like, it wouldn't have taken much damage. This is a huge counter push. This is definitely a Graveyard and a Poison, and probably a good game as well. Unless he somehow survives. He does bridge block, but yeah, that's good Graveyard RNG. That's going to be a good game. So, yeah, pretty good matchup for me, honestly. I was considering including this deck, Lumberloon, but I don't feel like it's one of the best decks. Like, it's just a common deck. It's been around for years. But I don't feel like it's one of the best decks, this Lumberloon deck. It did show up on Royal API as, like, one of the most popular non-EVO decks, but still, I just feel like it's not the best, I guess. But, yeah, Splashyard has pretty good matchups all around the board. And just a fun deck to play. Again, if you want any advice, the biggest tip I'd give is just be patient and counter push. Don't just go with aggro Graveyards. But yeah, final deck, guys. We have 3 Pernexus Cycle, the Tried, the Tested, my favorite deck in the whole game, and my main deck as well. I did just reach Ultimate Champion with this deck on my other account, Casual Flex, if I can just find the account. Oh my god, I'm scrolling out of my friends list. I'm at like yeah, this is where I spawned, 1880. 1888, so I spawned like top 250 or so. So nice stuff. Just subtle flex with 3 Pernexus Cycle, so I'm playing it again here. This deck never really dies. It has been kind of kept alive with the Evo Knight recently. In terms of the global tournament, though, I feel like it's one of the best decks if you're good at it, because you can really outplay any matchup with this deck. You do have the Evo Skellies, Evo Knight, but you don't need either of them because there are no Evos in the GT, and this is what I was used to playing for years. So I'm very well versed with this deck. Like, I'm going to be playing this to completion on all my accounts, I think. In terms of how to play the deck, I'd say just make positive elixir trades on defense, go with Xbows, either outcycle your opponent's Xbow counters, or punish their bad cycle with Xbows, and then eventually you can spell cycle with Fireball Log if you need to as well. You have very robust defense with Knight, Archers, Tesla, and Cycle cards, so you can defend pretty much any push the game throws at you with this deck. And again, it is my favorite deck of all time, probably, so. Iceberg 9 looks like Giant Graveyard. Honestly, I am down. I feel like this is a matchup I'm okay at, although Giant did get a buff, so this is one thing I was a bit concerned about when it comes to 3.0, because Giant decks are traditionally bad matchups, and it looks like we are against a Giant first play guy. I forgot to say there's sarcastic well played, so let me just do that right now. And then just Tesla to start DPSing the Giant down. I'll probably have to poison those minions too. He's definitely going to Graveyard in a sec, like you can just tell. He's itching to just drop his Graveyard. There it is. Just going to Archers. If he arrows, I'll have to log. He doesn't actually arrows. He arrows super late. I can actually ignore this and probably just win with an Xbow, I think. Because I have a Knight. Really good that the Knight went back, actually. So I'll Xbow inner placement so it can be next to my Tesla as well, guys. And the Knight's counter pushing, so it's protecting. He has a Tombstone and it. What? Okay. Weirdest Giant Graveyard deck I've ever seen. Don't know what that's about. But hopefully he's low enough to not be able to afford another Giant. Yeah, he's not. So nice. So I'll just Ice Spirit for these minions. Skeletons to hold them in place a little bit and get my Xbow lock. And that's going to be some decent chip. Not as much as I wanted, honestly. I thought it was a good game. But he was able to survive, I guess. I didn't really have a good response to the minions. But it's fine. We're against like a average giant graveyard user. Okay, he's just going... really bad play, actually, because he can't even afford arrows in time this time. Like, he can afford them in like a couple seconds. But by that time, the graveyard's already... Yeah, the graveyard's literally done. And he's at like 0 elixir right now, so I'm just going to Xbow the bridge. Giant is a bit annoying. That was the buff right there, guys. It hits from a further distance. Gonna hover Knight for the Bandit, though. Because I think he had Bandit, right? He revealed it, so... Okay, minions. Oops, misclick. I thought he was going to go Bandit for some reason. He goes minions instead. That's fine. I'll Ice Spirit. I won't Skeletons this time because I need them for the Bandit. There it is. So I'll Skeletons on defense for this Bandit this time. And then just late Tesla. To only take 1 Bandit hit. And that's probably good game. If he goes Giant the back, I'll Xbow. Yeah, I'll definitely Xbow here. And if he goes Tombstone, I'll log it. And that should be a lock. He goes Witch. Okay, terrible Witch. Don't know what that was about, but one of the worst Witches I've seen in my life. Respectfully. That's just going to die. Then I'm going to pre-Archers, guys, because a pretty big fundamental against, like, arrows matchups. I see a lot of people complaining about arrows and saying, oh, it's, like, really hard to deal with. Well, you can pre-cycle your Archers. That's the whole point. And I'm already back to a new pair of Archers, as you guys can see, so... No real worry about the arrows there. That's why I went Archers right at the start. You can see, like, over 10 seconds ago, so I could get back to a new pair by the time he arrows off my initial pair. Hopefully I can take tower here, actually, because crowns do matter in the global tourney. Only 10 seconds left, but let's see if I can just speed run this tower, please. That would be very much appreciated. And nice. Okay, we're going to get it. That's going to be a good game. Against Giant Graveyard, so not a good matchup, but my opponent didn't really play well. I don't know what he was really doing. He just went Giant Graveyard first play. He went arrows at the wrong times. He gave me, like, really good opportunities to go in. And otherwise, like as I said, you can beat any matchup with this deck, even if it's a bad one, if you know how to play. So that's going to be 10 wins, guys. Not 10-0, unfortunately. I did lose to a Goblin Giant player. Very interesting Giant Graveyard deck with a log too. Don't even know what that deck's about, actually. Kind of crazy. But I did lose, guys, to Goblin Giant first play. He went Goblin... he went... I split Archers, he went Goblin Giant. I went Xbow opposite to punish. He ignored it. He went all in with, like, a Prince, Bats, Rage. And I could not defend it. So I guess lesson learned, probably shouldn't go for an Xbow in that position, but still, that was really frustrating. But otherwise, yeah, 10-1, still a good enough start, I guess. Hopefully I can get like 20-1. Don't know how Titan's at 3 losses already. He's like a really good player. I'm at 5-0 on my other account, though. But yeah, that's about it for the video, guys. As you guys can see, we had some nice wins. We beat Giant Graveyard, we beat Lumberloon, we beat some mid-ladder decks. That was actually an actual mid-ladder match. We beat Xbow with Hog EQ, or Hog Exe. We beat Sparky with Golem, that was impressive, and we beat Hog EQ with Sparky. That was a really close one, I still remember that one. But yeah, feel free to use any of these decks yourselves. The links will be in the description below if you're interested in checking it out. And again, shout out to RoyalAPI.com, one of my favorite websites for this game. And yeah, that's about it for the video, so good luck in the global tournament. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.